I don't know.
I don't think so.
Hello, welcome to the Ramblecast.
We're doing it live.
There we go. None of us have been fired today, so
not yet.
Well, you had Don Lemon, you had Tucker Carlson, and I'm sure one of us is due.
I thought
a lot of people from it wasn't. I mean, those were the two that made the headline, but actually a lot of people left. I think both of those organizations. So something is up. That's for sure.
Yeah, I was reading some crazy thing this morning that was like Tucker Carlson's like producer had some beef with him and how they're kind of like handling shit in the show, and she has like 90 something recordings of of terrible shit happening on that show. So like it'll all come out in the wash at some point.
Maybe. I mean, but it's just like how many times have we said, fuck it, we'll do it live? I mean, it's always those little things that they don't expect to go, that will come out. Yeah.
Yeah. And then Don Lemon he's a dick. He's a dick.
Yeah. He's on the most liberal, I guess MSNBC, but for him to get fired from there, he really had to fuck up.
Well, the thing is, it was a series of fuck ups. So just him thinking he's the smartest guy in the room and you can't argue against him. And so it's like, dude, like, shut the fuck up. Like, let the guy, your guest, say what he has to say and stop being, they're all that way. I mean, Hannity's that way and the guy, Tucker Carlson, they're all that way. But
Granted, as far as I know, and I haven't done all the fact checking and whatnot, but as far as I know, like, I don't think Don Lemon ever actually got on the air and fucking lied, but he was definitely a pompous ass, like on the air.
Well,
he didn't lie, but you can't say women's
right.
Oh no. I'm not defending that. For the record, I'm absolutely 100% not defending.
Well, I guess Chris is next.
I was comparing and contrasting some of the reasons why fucker Carlson is likely out.
Carlson should have stuck with his bow tie. I think that's he
should have stuck with Crossfire. That would have been a great show if they didn't fuck it up.
That was a good old Jon Stewart did that.
Yeah, Jon Stewart fucking buried that show.
Yeah, 2005 or 6. I mean, it's ancient history now.
I used to love Crossfire. I just like the fact
it was a great show, but it was
yell
a lot
at
of
each
the
other.
same shit though.
Yeah, it was Jerry Springer. On CNN. I mean, but it was fun to watch. I love watching people just scream at each other for no reason at all for entertainment.
But if for those listening at home, if you haven't seen the clip of Jon Stewart jumping on Crossfire and just eviscerating them both, it was pretty great.
Well, Jon Stewart's a pretty smart guy, so
he's actually underrated.
Yeah.
Underratedly smart. He's very, very smart dude.
Yeah. He's pretty. You've seen that one where it's a clip where he's interviewing some congressman and
about the trans rights and stuff.
About trans rights, and he goes, "So what about gun violence?" He goes,
"Yeah."
So and he goes, "So you're a fucking hypocrite." I go,
"It was good."
And the guy's like, "Wait, how am I going to defend this? Why did I agree to talk to Jon Stewart?"
You're like if you agreed to go on Jon Stewart's show, like you're a fucking idiot if you're in his opposing views, because he's just gonna bury you. Like he always does that. It's his MO.
Saturday Night Live had a sketch, I think, with Martin Short going on 60 Minutes against Mike Wallace. And he's just sweating. He's dripping in sweat. And, because Mike, you don't go against Mike Wallace on 60 Minutes.
Right.
Just no way.
Isn't he drinking too? And then he reads back a quote. He says, I never said that. It's like I remember, that's an old
it's a way. But it was true because you could see people on 60. I haven't watched 60 Minutes in forever, but you could see people actually going, why did you come on this fucking show? What the fuck?
Well, what I think one of the badass things that I'm assuming Rupert Murdoch probably had a hand in this, right? But I think one of the savage things that he did was like nobody told him
until 10 minutes before.
So he signed off on Friday, and he was like, "Have a great weekend," and like nobody told him. It's like, "We'll see you on Monday." No, the fuck you won't. So they didn't tell him he was canceled or fired.
Well, the thing, all these guys. I mean, you look at O'Reilly. You look at who's the guy for CNN with his brother was the governor of New
Oh,
York.
yeah,
Cuomo.
Yeah.
They go on to make more money somewhere else.
Well, I
mean,
don't know about that though. Cuomo didn't go on to do shit. At least not
Well,
yet. If he is, no one hears about it.
I thought he's doing some. I thought he was on some channel.
Well, who knows? Right. So I mean, even what's his name? We're doing it live. Fucking
Bill
O'Reilly.
O'Reilly.
Mm-hmm.
Like he's on like some like fucking backwoods news channel.
Yeah.
Well, they basically, the thing is that the news networks are dying, and that's the thing.
Yeah.
Is that that's what the speculation I've been reading about is that once they've made a name for themselves, they can kind of do their own thing. Especially like they could just be on Twitter from now on and make their own money off advertisement and things like that. And
John, the retired guy, Newsmax has Cuomo. I think that's what it is. Newsmax.
Oh, okay, yeah.
No.
Newsmax? Yeah.
John, the retired guy would know.
The only place for Tucker to go would be if you wanted to go to a network would be like what is it, the One Nation News or whatever it is called.
You would know.
I don't know. I
No,
don't know what
he's
it's
on,
called.
He's on News Nation.
News Nation. Oh, I haven't watched the news.
Exactly.
In a year and a half.
Like what the fuck is News
Right.
Nation?
Yeah.
So wait, my
the
feed
thing
broke
is-
up.
the thing is
Who's on
with-
News Nation? Cuomo.
The thing with
Cuomo.
Tucker Carlson, like nobody's talking about the $700 million they had to pay out for their fucking election lies. So
It's just the fucking tax write-off for Fox now.
okay.
Well,
moving on.
to be fair though, they probably made billions off the lies. So I mean, again,
I don't think that's the reason why they fired him though, because I don't think they could have.
No, it's not
proven
not the reason why they fired him.
Yeah.
But nobody's fucking talking about it.
Well, I mean,
Everybody's talking about this thing.
right.
I mean, that's how the news cycle works. It's just on to the next thing. So
yeah, exactly.
boom,
What gets the headline?
We've cut this baby loose, or whatever metaphor you want to say, but it's blood under the bridge.
did he
now.
get
They're
a
washing
huge
it out.
did he get a huge severance pay? I mean,
Oh
did he
yeah,
get a
huge.
lot?
I think it's like 700 million or something or whatever. He got a lot. Yeah.
I'm not talking
Oh,
about.
so basically enough for election lies. Okay, that's how much. See, I think the election thing that they should have just let that go to trial. They shouldn't have settled.
But that's the thing is that they couldn't have proved it. That's the thing. A lot of people wanted it to go to trial because I don't think they could have proven
That they lied.
that they lied.
That there was a defamation about their
Well,
equipment.
apparently, there's a ton of like audio.
There's at least
that says there
$700
is.
million worth. We know that much.
Right.
Yeah,
I mean, there's not $4 billion. There's not enough to buy Star Wars.
That's like me paying a $10 fine though, right?
Right. Exactly.
For huge companies like that.
The most important news story yesterday was not the fact that two anchors got let go from their networks. The most important, I mean, that's the thing is like that you always know when whatever's something else is happening, at least in my opinion.
Misdirection.
Yeah, the misdirection, because the important news story that happened yesterday was Biden submitting the war powers resolution to put more soldiers in Africa and keeping them there indefinitely. So once again, we're sending
and he submitted his bid for re-election all the same one.
and also fired Suzanne Rice.
Yep.
Really, I didn't hear any of this. Yeah. I mean, I saw that he was being reelected. He's going for re-election, but God, I didn't hear hear about this.
Yeah, and they're not even going to have a debate, in most of the Democratic Party because just like 2020 again, like the guy with dementia, they're not going to let get on stage
unless Jill Biden go up there with him, right?
Unless Jill does all the talking. Yeah.
If I know how Joe is going to answer that question. Let me answer for him. It's bad when Saturday Night Live is picking on the president. It's bad.
That's
Am
what
I right?
they do.
Yeah.
Well, they do it kind of now, but Obama.
Yeah, what's his name? Jay Farrow did Obama.
I mean, but it wasn't. Come on, it wasn't like with Clinton,
right? Clinton's great though. Clinton, all the McDonald's and jogging and all the just the
there's
weird
a lot of things we're gonna got to tell Mrs. Clinton.
One of my favorite ones they did with Clinton was I forget his name, the actor who did it, but it was when the Gwyneth Paltrow movie and Michael Douglas called A Perfect Murder came out, and he's like, I went and watched this movie called A Perfect Murder. I studied. I brought my notepad. He goes, he did not get away with that murder. And it was so good.
Anyway. going back to like Gerald Ford. That's when it first started with Chevy Chase doing Gerald Ford.
Right.
Didn't look anything like him, but he just kept falling and falling and falling, which eventually hurt. Chevy Chase. Those falls hurt his back, and that's
no doubt.
Got on some Anyway, that's all I got.
Like you've heard me say that before. Like I still to this day, if I can say I was told there'd be no math, I would use that quote.
Well, I use it all the time. I was told there'd be no math.
Yeah.
I mean, we typically don't sway the way of politics on this show, but there's just so much shit happening right now that's just absurd, and it's coming to light. Like the Supreme Court's fucked, by the way. You hear what happened with Gorsuch? The news that came up on Neil Gorsuch.
Yeah, I didn't know.
So supposedly
just as bad as what was released about Clarence Thomas.
Yeah, so he didn't disclose.
Maybe not as bad, but it's still really shady as fuck.
Well, I guarantee you in
shady
history,
as fuck.
All these judges, it's all going to come out that it's just slowly leaking out that it's going to come out even with the liberal ones.
But the Clarence Thomas thing was brought to light way before.
They said he didn't break any laws.
Right.
I mean, I don't know how, but that they say he did it.
When you write the fucking laws, you're not going to break them. Like, I mean, that's the problem.
Again, that's your problem with the law. But that's your problem with the country. You have lawyers.
They manipulate the fuck out of it.
How many of the politicians? Well, they used to be. How many politicians used to be lawyers?
Right. All of them. I mean, 90%.
Or at least went to law school.
But
went to law school. So
Nick didn't hear the thing about Gorsuch, though.
No, I didn't.
So Gorsuch, I think he didn't disclose this, but I think that it was like a few days before or a few days after he was appointed. He sold a property for an undisclosed amount, which I think it was then disclosed well after the fact to this high level lawyer in some law firm. He sold him his property or wherever the fuck it was. I don't even know where it was, but apparently the law firm that this lawyer fucking works for is notorious for working with the Supreme Court to get shit passed through.
Yeah.
And they've had like 21 cases,
sake, dude. Like 21
they've already
cases
had 21
cases
like
since Gorsuch took office.
Right. That have come before.
I don't recall. I don't recall.
Like, fuck off, dudes. Like
I think the fact that there's no like, oh, we don't need an ethics oversight. Right. We're good here. Move along. Move along.
It's just the broadcast.
Yeah, no, for real.
Well,
we're talking about what's in the news, but again, it is what it is.
I actually got upset this morning. I was watching this thing this morning, and I actually got pretty upset about it. So I do want to share it. I think it's important to raise awareness around it. But I believe it was in Montana recently. There was an anti-trans bill, I believe, that was being
shocking.
Put through, right?
Shocking, because they're just targeting them left and right.
And there's a transgender member of the congressional body or wherever it is, the state legislature in Montana, and they were not letting them speak. They've actually voted to silence this individual in their 11,000 constituents for the remainder of the year, so they cannot be heard in session. Blew my fucking mind.
Land of the free,
and home of the fascists.
Ain't right.
The trans thing is just like a push button target right now for them to attack, and it's bullshit because, as I've said, you can pass all of the laws to suppress gays and trans. That doesn't necessarily mean that they don't exist. They've always existed. They fucking as part of
censored
society.
The representative. They censored them. So this representative, who represents, I think, 11,000 constituents in Montana, now no longer has a voice in that chamber for the remainder of the year, which blows my fucking mind.
See, that should scare people.
That should terrify the fuck out of people.
I think there's a lot of people out there that
be aware that's happening out there.
That just think, oh, well, this doesn't affect me. I don't know a trans person, so that's fine. And they just kind of separate themselves from the fact that, I myself have known many trans people, and I just, from all ages, all walks of life.
Yep.
I've had several students that have been trans, and they're just like you and me. They're just normal people trying to come to terms with.
Hold on a second. I'm not gonna say I'm normal.
I'm saying
not getting that pressure put on me.
They're more normal than Jack, and I've known Jack for a long time.
All right, there you go.
Okay. But one of my students who I had for a very long time, they were born this way. They were one of two twins. One twin's a boy, one twin's a boy, and very early on, one of those boys decided, that's not me. That's not who I identify as. And their parents had a very difficult time with this, and they were more of an accepting family than 90% of the families out there that I mean, and they still had a hard time coming to terms with like, oh, I thought I had two twin boys, and now I have one that's fighting against that and wanting to do different things. Yeah. And now she's having to fight for her rights. And that family moved away from my state, thank fucking God, because our state is passing laws against trans. So
I don't fucking get it.
You know, it's
I don't fucking get it. I'll never fucking understand that side of the argument. I'll never do it. No one's ever.
She identifies as a girl, and will for the rest of her life. Just
good.
Whatever happened in the womb, whatever, you know, that's how that person identifies. And
I don't understand how people can wear on their sleeves of bigotry.
It's
like,
just
stupid.
Yeah. But okay, fine. Let's pass all of the laws we can to suppress trans, but we're never going to address the elephant in the room, which is holding a fucking AK-47 at the people. But
fuck.
I'll take my comments offline and fuck John, the retired guy.
I mean, if that's what you want to do, that's entirely
no. I'm just telling him. Hey, I'm just telling him.
I'm not here to make the rules.
I know you just live by them.
So,
anybody else get fired this week?
Did you get fired?
No.
Going back to lawyers in a way. So I finished Better Call Saul because the last season debuted on Netflix, and it was pretty good. The last season. Pretty good. You know how like in Breaking Bad, you have Mike, who, in my opinion, kind of got a raw deal on his death. Like, it's not a bad death, but it's just kind of like, oh, you know, but because you never know with Mike if he's, you know, he's not a total bad guy, but he's a good guy. He just works for the bad guys, you know, and then he dies. You know, Walter, you know, shoots him randomly while he's driving away, and he dies. And there's a character
because Walter's a dick.
Yeah, like Walter is a weird character.
But we all cheered for him.
Yeah, I mean that's what's interesting to me about TV and media, you know, because you always want to root for the main character, even if they're a bad guy. You always hope that they're going to turn it around, and that's what Better Call Saul is in a way. Is that the entire time you watch Better Call Saul, you think he's not a bad guy.
It's like watching the Trump administration. He's not a bad guy, but I just want to root for him.
We're trying to get away from that, Matt.
I don't think that's being said. I don't know.
Okay.
I could be wrong. I could be wrong, Matt. I could be wrong, but
I'm just speaking for the MAGA crowd out there that I just
posted. I don't know if we have any MAGAs in the chat or MAGAs in the group here, even though I do have a red background, but it's a dinosaur.
You do. You went all red with the
It's a dinosaur, okay?
I assume that was a reference to Better Call Saul.
But what's interesting about the ending of Better Call Saul, I'm not going to spoil it for you guys, but you know there is a moment in the last episode where you're like, that is so cool what they did. It's not redemption at all, but it is in a way, and you're just kind of like, that's an interesting take, you know. But yeah. The same, but I was going to say, like with Mike, there's another character throughout, you know, all of Better Call Saul that you're kind of like, same thing. He works for the bad guys, but he's not a bad guy, and I kind of wanted a better death for that person.
Well, a lot of shows have that where they don't get that. I mean, look at Frogurt from Lost. Did he get the death that he deserved?
Because he's such a main character. Yeah,
such a main character. And so flaming arrows. He gets okay.
Well, even Charlie. I mean, like, did he have to die? Like,
that's
he
true.
Got
yeah,
out, and then he could have shut it, and then we wouldn't have had the hand.
Well, a lot of people point out that there'd been an air pocket in there, so he could have kept breathing. So
that's an interesting debate too with Charlie's death, and that, like, I think a lot of people feel that was like the peak of the show was that episode. I mean, there's definitely a lot of really great episodes past it, but like it's a turning of the curve, or rounding the curve episode, or where like nothing was the same after that.
Well, a lot of people didn't accept his death. I mean, it was kind of like, I mean, just because Evangeline Lilly wanted to get him off the show.
Really?
You think because they had broken up at that point?
I'm just making that up.
Oh, nice.
I had my bow tie on. I took it off. Now I'm a different person. So
I get you. I see what you did there.
Anyway, Will Fry has something, but let's see. Hey, Chris.
Anyway, past this, Will. Yeah, but it's good show.
That's fucking crazy. So they're gonna fucking expel her. Like, for fuck's sake, man. Like,
John the Retired Guy asks, "Have you seen the guests for Getting Lost documentary?"
Ralph's been posting a lot of.
I have. It's a very good lineup. So
as long as Jay and Jack aren't on it, then it should be okay.
I don't see that happening. I don't know.
Montana.
What?
I'm not going to Montana. We're talking about Lost.
Oh, okay.
I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I'm
gotta
fucking
go back,
angry.
Kate.
Actually, Montana is the setting for what's that show? I'm drawing a blank on the show.
Yellowstone.
Yellowstone.
Oh,
which just watching the show made me.
I want to Wyoming.
But I want to go.
Tiny sliver in Montana.
Sure.
I want like when they show shots. I want to go there. Cause it looks like a beautiful place to go to, except the bears and everything like that. I don't want to fuck with bears.
If you're a straight white male, sure, probably a very safe place to go.
Well, okay, I got a 50-50 chance of getting through there. I guess you never know. Anyway, I want to talk about.
Are you telling us that you're not white?
I'm not white. Actually, I'm sorry. 23andMe.
It was either that or him not being straight. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, 23andMe proved that I am just completely white. I can't lie. I did want to talk about a show that everyone in this group would like, and it's called Jury Duty.
I've heard good things
with Pauly Shore.
I'm pretty sure that I saw it suggested by someone.
Reference.
There
by
you
the
go.
way.
Okay.
Well, I didn't hear you. You broke up. So I'm breaking up.
Yeah, it was. There's a movie in the late '90s called Jury Duty with Pauly Shore. It was basically 12 Angry Men. But...
Yeah, I've seen that. Yeah.
Okay.
Is that the last movie Pauly Shore made?
That's the last one he made. It was the last one when he was Pauly Shore. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like stop wheezing the juice.
Yeah. I mean, he had a run there for a couple of years. It's like because it was a Biodome.
Biodome, like I mean, all the movies he made were
Encino
garbage. Man. Encino Man, In the Army, and it called the Army or Army Now, whatever. Like like that. Yeah, Biodome, Jury Duty. Like I like all those movies. They are absolutely garbage, but I love every one of them.
He was Adam Sandler before Adam Sandler.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's a great way to describe it. He was he was the pre-Adam Sandler, but his shtick didn't really adapt.
Well, his mom
he didn't have enough songs. He didn't have the songs, you know. So.
His mom owned the Comedy Store in L.A.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah. So there you go. I don't know what that means, but his mom did own the Comedy Store in L.A.
I still remember him getting pissed at. It was when like the dog thing was,
Triumph.
Triumph, yeah, and then there was a kid too, or maybe it was a kid. It was like the same time there was a kid that was doing it, and then Triumph the dog.
Wait, there's a kid that was trying to poop on things?
Yeah, like he was like on the red carpet, and Pauly Shore was on the red carpet, and it probably had been like 5 or 6 years since Pauly had done a movie, and like this kid just. Because like Pauly probably thought, oh, there's a kid doing. It'll be a safe place for me to go and talk. It just rips in like a new asshole. Like you're like, who the fuck are you? Like like, oh, you're that guy. And Pauly really takes it personally, and comes back. It's like you're a rude little kid. Like that's like my memory. One of my core memories of Pauly Shore not being in a movie. It was like, damn, like he really got under Pauly Shore's skin. You can probably look it up. But.
Well, to be fair, Pauly Shore hadn't worked in 6 years. So.
Yeah, that's just the way. I mean, like you look at Freddie got fingered. What was that guy's name?
Oh, Tom Green.
Tom Green. Like Tom Green was kind of, he had a 3-year period there where he was in fucking everything, and then just that was it.
He married Drew Barrymore, and then he broke her heart, and then the rest is history.
I don't know how you break Drew Barrymore's heart. I mean, like she's so.
I'm just throwing it out there.
But the funniest thing that I thought he ever did, Tom Green, is the Slutmobile, where he drew, like he painted, he snuck in and he had his dad's car painted with like this like really erotic scene on the cover of the hood. And then his dad sees it in the morning and he's just like, I can't take the car to work. So he like goes to the bus to just take the bus to work. And then Tom Green drives the car up to the bus stop and he's like, hey dad, you didn't want to drive the car to work today? And it's like, I think it's like one woman eating another woman out or something like that. Or
so it's TikTok before TikTok.
It was part of reality TV for sure. And by the way, I think TikTok is just another variation of reality TV, because even as TikTok watchers, like we always see stuff and we're like, that's fucking fake. Like we want our reality to be pure, and when you see it faked, you're like, fuck that bullshit.
The worst part is when it's obviously fake and has like 5 million views. You're like going, come on.
How can you fall I'm like, one Jackson is like 2 weeks ago with the mom painting the thing and she falls back on the couch.
Yep. Yeah, I go.
It's convenient that the couch was there. And
the fact he kept shooting his mom with a Nerf gun.
There was plastic laid underneath the couch.
Yeah,
like but nothing, but not on the couch.
Fake.
Not on the couch. Come on. And then you're gonna hold an entire pan in your hand. Whatever. Like, and then the scream was just ungodly.
And then
like,
Jay sends it to us like it's real.
Weeks later, and we're like, "Come on,
this Jay, it's fake. Come on, dude."
I'll tell you that with all like the different AI and like face swaps and stuff, it's getting more and more difficult. Well, I mean, it's still pretty obvious because with the content people are using, but I can see how people can and will be manipulated by what they think is real and what's not.
It's
like there's actually. There was a video of Joe Biden.
People are
right. That's what I was about to say. Yeah, like they're doing politicians that way.
Yeah, they're doing this. This is
like, holy shit.
Where it's like it's him speaking at the UN, and he's like, what, I would never put down Trump's supporters. I wouldn't. What was the word he used? I forgot what it was. Oh shit! It was really funny, and like it was actually a really good joke. Like somebody wrote like a really good political joke, and which would cause major repercussions if someone watched that and was like, "Oh my god, Joe Biden said that shit." It's clearly not real, but like it's getting pretty darn.
Meanwhile, the last president we had would say balls ass crazy shit, and we were like, "Can you believe that he just said this?" Every day under the Trump president, it was just like, "Can you believe what the president said today?" So we shouldn't be shocked that he's under investigation for a bunch of shit.
But at this time, we're going to take a commercial break.
Now?
Yeah, because I want to finish my review.
Oh, right. we went into Pauly Shore immediately.
You could have just finished your review. You didn't have to take.
Well, because it's coming up to the 30-minute mark. I just want to be professional here. I am the producer.
Okay, producer.
So I made a producer decision. It's not often I produce anymore.
You don't.
Okay?
We don't even fucking start on time anymore.
Well, because they were talking before.
We're waiting on you.
Yeah.
Oh! You could have just started.
I'm old now. I can't produce like I used to. Okay. All right. That's all I'm saying. But at this time, we're taking a commercial break.
Okay.
All right. Jury Duty is a show. I'm seriously. It's the funniest show I've seen in years.
Oh, it's comedy. Okay.
All right. Here's the premise. It's jury duty, and only one guy is real. The rest are all actors. James Marsden is Marsden. He's in it, and he is fantastic. He's actually, I think, he's like a lot like Michael Scott.
Wait, so is it like reality TV then? If everyone else is actors and one guy is real?
Only one guy doesn't know that it's
okay.
fake.
So he thinks it's really jury duty.
So all the acting, all the
how do they get these people? Do they just like? I mean, it seems kind of like a.
They had an open audition. They had on Craigslist, and the thing is, drew a blank what I was going to say. Oh, it was supposed to be. It was based as filming a jury, how they make the decisions, how they do all this stuff. So when they saw cameras, he wouldn't think anything of it. But they had hidden cameras. I mean, I'm not kidding. There were times I woke Cindy up one night because I was laughing so hard at the damn show because it's so fucking funny. And so if you've heard good things about it, it is. I mean, I guarantee you, everyone listening and everyone in our little group here will. Even Matt, I think Matt, even you would laugh at it.
Oh, okay, great. Because I'm not full of laughter.
No,
it's on Freevee.
Freevee. It's
what the fuck station is that? Like, I
got.
It's the same network as News Nation with Chris Cuomo.
Chris Cuomo's not in on the joke. That's the problem.
Yeah.
But you have to watch commercials. I get it on Amazon Prime.
Well, it is Freevee. Oh, okay. Freevee. It's on Amazon Prime.
Yeah, it's free with commercials. I mean,
okay.
Freevee. I've watched a couple of things on Freevee from Amazon Prime. I'm telling you, I watched it. I think in 2 days, maybe 3 days. It's only 8 episodes, but there are times I'm literally peeing my pants laughing. It's so. And James Marsden is hilarious in it. He is so fucking funny. I know I'm saying his name wrong.
How many pee bags would you give it?
I would, out of 5 pee bags, I'd give it 5.
Oh, wow. 5 pee bags.
Okay.
It's not often I say guarantee. I guarantee everyone.
I feel like I have to write this down. Like I'm going to
3 people in this. Loved it.
Yeah.
You 3 will love it. You will laugh your asses off.
I'm legit old school writing it down because
right. I'll own up to it. If you don't laugh, you get your money back.
Oh, okay, cool. So I get Jack's Patreon money.
I did recognize one other actor. I did recognize one other actor. I thought you were giving it to me to get my commercials free.
I'm trying to, but you keep watching this Freevee shit.
No one in the chat
themselves.
No one in the chat has seen it. No one in the chat. Did they all leave because they're mad?
They heard of.
Are they pissed at Montana?
Fine.
I'm telling you,
they're pissed
at all the crap going on today. We all need a good laugh. This show is funny.
Get your Fleavies down at Freevee. I don't know.
Like I said, James Marsden. I don't think I've ever seen. I guess 30 Rock. He was in.
James Marsden.
He played Cyclops in the X-Men.
Marsden.
Marsden.
Planet. The planet, then Den.
And then Westworld.
James Pluto.
Jack would know him from Westworld.
Westworld.
I've recently been rewatching the X-Men movies with my kids, totally out of order.
Oh yeah,
he's an X-Men too, right?
Yeah, he's Cyclops.
Yeah. Because they mentioned it.
Cyclops.
He makes. I can't decide who's the funniest. Sherry goes, I've not seen it, but I've put it in my queue based on your recommendation, Jack. I'm telling you, if you don't like it, you don't have
not
it.
Just in my queue. I'm putting it in my TV.
Yeah, there you go. If you don't like it, you don't have a sense of humor. I'm calling you out.
Wow.
It's that. Even Nick, you're going to like it.
I'm going to listen to like 10 Cure albums back to back and then watch that show.
If I like it, God.
I mean, there's a part with a giant turd that just.
What was he in before X-Men that got him popular? I'm trying to remember. It was like a teen show.
Oh,
he was in The Notebook, according to the show.
He was in The Notebook. Oh.
The Notebook's
what's his name again?
First X-Men.
Marsden.
James Marsden.
He's
Marsden.
He's like the next generation's Rob Lowe, and then he just doesn't age, ever.
He looks like
he doesn't age, and again, he's hilarious in this. There's this. Okay, can I just tell one scene?
You're gonna. I mean, I'm not gonna laugh now.
Yeah. when we see that scene, we'll be like, "This is the one Jack's pulled." Or something.
There's a scene where him and the alternate's an African American. They're both standing, and James Marsden's talking about how wrong it is to be an alternate. They don't take. Basically, he's going on and on how he's pitting himself for being an alternate. So he turns to the other guy and goes, "Have you ever felt this?" And the look on the guy's face is so fucking funny. He's like, "The fuck are you talking about?" But that's how Marsden is. He's just clueless. That's why I say he's like Michael Scott. He's just he just thinks he's larger than life. He shouldn't have to be doing it. It's hilarious. Nice. Hilarious.
Has anyone?
I'm trying to get Cindy to watch it, so I have an excuse to watch it again.
Has anyone watched Shrinking yet?
Yeah, I mentioned it like a month ago or so.
Yeah,
Shrinking is good.
Cindy and I are going to watch it. We're just waiting
I'm
recommend it.
I'm about more than halfway through. Been watching it with my wife. It's been a she actually like I mean it's got
Jack,
some
watch Shrinking.
Yeah, it's on Apple.
Okay,
I recommend you watch Shrinking.
Shrinking.
All right, thank you.
He's calling a shot.
To me, though, it's just every episode is just even. Like it's not like there's no like one peak episode and a down episode. Like they're all just kind of it's just a steady show.
Yeah, their characters going through life together.
Yeah, it's good though.
So.
I mean, it's different. I did. Maybe you missed out on that week because I did talk about it. The raw. If you got into the Raw Dog episode where like Harrison Ford's best joke ever.
I'm not sure if I've got to the Raw Dog moment. But he's surprisingly really good in this role.
He's good in the role. And he begged for this role, apparently.
It doesn't feel like Harrison Ford.
We told that story in the show, I think, right? How we begged for this role.
Because,
he's funny in 1923 in Montana.
Fuck Montana.
Because like apparently he got sent the script and he called up the main actor that's in Shrinking. And he didn't answer the call.
No. He was
told. He was told.
Yeah, he was told.
He was like, Harrison Ford is going to call you. Yeah, no, I heard this on the interview.
It was Brett Goldstein, Roy Kent from Ted Lasso.
Okay,
yes.
That's
it.
He's the writer of the show.
Right.
He had the show.
So there's a lot of fuck off lines.
And Harrison Ford was calling Brett Goldstein, and Brett Goldstein ignored it because he didn't recognize the number.
I heard it.
Right.
I heard.
And then 5 minutes later, Brett Goldstein's manager call is like, "Don't ever fucking not pick up the phone when Harrison Ford is calling you."
That's
right.
Yeah. No, I swear it was the main guy.
I
watched an interview with Brett Goldstein telling.
Yeah, I saw the same interview.
Okay. Yeah. Maybe I'm getting the Conan interview wrong, but he was on Conan.
Conan?
No,
Segel?
Jason Segel was on Conan, and I listened to an interview, and Jason Segel was talking about it as though like this happened to him, and that he had been told Harrison Ford is. I accidentally muted myself, but he was told by his manager that Harrison Ford was going to call him. You better answer the phone, and then he didn't answer it, and then he was told that same thing. So I'm not sure.
I had the same.
Chris, do your job. Look it up.
I saw the same interview.
I listened to Conan on Mondays because he usually has.
I was fuzzy on because I knew I heard the story, but when Chris started telling the story, I remember seeing that because fuck off, because that's when I said, okay, I want to watch it now. I know he's writing it. He's
right. It's and I think the great thing that I've enjoyed about the show is that it has subtle humor. Mm-hmm. It doesn't hit you over the head where like this is the part to laugh out loud at.
Right.
I mean, to be fair, it's co-created by both Goldstein and Jason Segel, so they could be sharing the same unified story.
They could be sharing the same unified story. I remember Jason Segel having this interview with Conan because I'm driving to work, listening to my podcast, and I'm just like finding it to be hilarious. Also, Jason Segel in that same interview talks about forgetting Sarah Marshall and how he literally did this whole naked breakup thing that happens in that movie. Like that literally happened to him.
Oh, really?
Where he was going to he was waiting for this girl to get back. Like they had been separated, not separated, but like they were kind of a long distance relationship, and she was coming back, and he was like, I'm going to surprise her. I'm going to be naked. I'm going to be ready for her. And then she shows up and then proceeds to break up with him. Oh. So, and then he wrote that into the, so.
I mean, I think a lot of in all scripts, like the scenes that really hit are stuff that really happened because it's true.
That's what makes it funny.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, you should be at that episode then, Matt, if you're halfway through. Basically, the woman that was in Drew Carey show and Scrubs, she was supposed to be meeting Harrison Ford in the park or something like that. He's talking to the daughter, and he's like, "She's been raw dogging me lately." Like she's just looking at him like, "I don't think you know what that means." And then he keeps saying it, and then finally they tell him, later on. It's like, oh, okay. It's a good.
Yeah, I'm going to watch. It's on my list of things to watch.
Yeah, it's nice. And then Barry's back for its season.
Did you see the most recent episode?
No, I've only watched the first and the half of the second episode.
Okay.
So I'm
I'm probably gonna wait and binge it.
Okay.
I believe there's 3 episodes out. Oh my gosh, there is a scene. I don't want to spoil anything, but there is a scene and a moment in this 3rd episode that I just was laugh out loud. It's intense, but it's funny, and it just, I mean, when it happens, you'll know because the characters and the actors in that moment, you're like, oh my gosh, that's that person, and you're just kind of, I don't know, it made me smile, it made me laugh, and that's not something usually that happens with Barry, because Barry is a dark comedy in that way. But there are some twists and turns that happen in this 3rd episode that just, I mean, I love that show. It's dark, but the directions that they keep pushing these characters in, and especially like in this season, and knowing that this season is their last season as well.
It's the last one, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, is it?
So yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's only 4 seasons.
4 seasons. Yep. Lasso's only going to be 3.
Yeah, I know. I know.
I think that's the best. I think in today's world, if you want to rewatch something and really enjoy it, because that's what people do. I can rewatch it or stream it again really easily. It needs to be no more than 6 seasons, because that's where you pass that threshold of like, fuck, it's a chore now to watch it.
Yep.
And I think Barry, you can watch all 4 like boom, 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 like no big deal. And I think that's the new formula for the foreseeable future.
Also, I think you lose. I mean, it loses its steam. I mean, you had Seinfeld. We talked about this before. Seinfeld, Cheers, could have kept going a few more years, but who knows? I mean, they just. But a lot of shows go on far too long, and you're like,
Friends.
I think Friends peaked at the end of season 4. There's definitely good episodes past it, but I think as far as the story arcs, it ends. In London when Ross is supposed to be marrying Emily, and if you wanted to end the show, to me, Chandler and Monica, their relationship is so much more important than Ross and Rachel, and then where it loses me is the whole like, well, we got to get Ross and Rachel back together, and I don't know, at that point
they had their time.
It's too many backflips. Like a show can do a backflip. You can jump over a shark,
It was just like in that 70s show, like, they kept going for so long. And I think in
the 80s,
Deborah, the mom, when Jackie, starts dating all the other guys past Kelso, she's like, oh my God, you people switch partners more than square dancers. It's like that was a perfect joke for a show like that, because it's just like, yes, like what else can we do?
Yeah,
sure, he makes a good point. It's hard to keep good actors when there's no end in sight, which is true unless they get paid a lot. But even then, I mean, I think to me, I would get, as an actor, I'd be bored playing the same character over and over again. Of course, though, if you're making, as residuals afterwards, you're not even working anymore. You're still making 10 million, 20, or like Seinfeld's making 100 million a year. I mean, okay, I could do it.
Depending on how you live as an actor.
And what you want your career to be. Because I don't blame a young actor for wanting to get off a show if you really want to do something else.
George Clooney.
Well, I mean, look at Johnny Depp. Like he could have done 21 Jump Street and been perfectly fine, but no, he wanted to do other things, and I don't blame him for that.
Well, he wanted that.
What'd you say?
He wanted to act.
Yeah.
He was an actor.
Well, he does bizarre roles.
Right.
And he went down. Yeah, he went into doing Edward Scissorhands. Like that was a fucking crazy ass movie. Back to your point about keeping actors for for a long time, like which is actually why I'm a little bit nervous. I'm hearing rumors that Ted Lasso is getting another season.
What?
Well, okay.
I thought this season was the last.
They kept saying that the third would be the last, but
it sounds like they're negotiating to open up to season 4. And I mean, I get it. I mean, I think that's just one of those moves where, like, if you look at like Apple's probably like, hey, this is the most popular fucking show in the face of the land. They're probably throwing money at them. I wouldn't be surprised. But like, I hope to that end, like I hope that it doesn't cheapen the show. Right. I hope it doesn't let it like take its foot off the gas.
Especially if they thought this was going to be the last season.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, look what happened with Fringe. Season 4, they thought, okay, we're not going to get picked up for a 5th season.
God, Fringe went off the fucking
Fringe is on a whole other level. That's apples and oranges. That's like kiwis
what I'm saying is, but season 4 is absolutely terrible. And in season 5, they come back to
and apricots.
But I'm saying is they thought they were going to cancel it. The season sucked. Season 5, it comes back and it ends pretty good. But
yeah.
Anyway,
but with Lost, I'm not Lost. Jesus Christ, I don't want to talk
about
Lost. But with Ted Lasso, it's like
Ted Lasso.
Ted Lasso. With my Lexus in LA. But like, I just hope it doesn't go down the road of like shit.
Yeah,
you know what? Because they built something so fucking good. Like I want to see it go out on top.
And the last episode, Matt said it was really good.
Yeah, this last one was good.
It was excellent,
right?
I'm not caught up yet.
Okay, so. I won't spoil you, but it was like I go, oh my god, this episode's nearly perfect, and you can see how they could be wrapping it up.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't want to spoil the one person that hasn't fucking seen the show. You work for the goddamn company. Jesus.
And the new episode just dropped. I got to miss.
I mean, what the hell, man?
Hey, I did see Mario Brothers.
I did, Jackson.
It's true. Sorry, John.
Whoa! You told us that last week. I don't want to hear it again. Okay.
Told us what?
Yeah, you told us about Mario Brothers last week.
I wasn't on. But like I don't know about you guys. Like Ted Lasso, like season 1 and 2 are fucking awesome, and this season it has not gripped me yet, like to the point where I'm like, this is awesome yet. I'm still waiting for them to drop whatever needs to drop to like make me go like, yes. I think because I felt Ted Lasso's character has not progressed at all this season. Like you would think at this point he would at least learn the fucking game of football.
You're not wrong, Nick. Like, but they also make. I think that's part of the script because they're. I'm 2 episodes behind, I think, but like, they're definitely writing it in heavy that he doesn't know football.
Right.
Like they've made it a point to have it be a part of many conversations that he doesn't know football.
It's soccer.
Well, whatever. Like, but it's almost as if they're definitely like lining something up for him to move along now.
All right. I'm not gonna say anything.
Okay. Don't say anything.
I'm saying like I still think it's a great show. I think it'll go down as a great show. It's a show that I think a lot of people needed. Like and that it's not.
Yeah.
It's Ted Lasso's the head coach. He's managing the people, not the game. Right. Technically, I mean, he's cheering people. I mean, he's there to make people's lives better, to believe in themselves. Am I right? So, that's his job. But I won't say anything.
Also, right. At the very end of this last episode on the bus when they're riding, Trent is wearing. Trent is wearing my favorite. It's not really a spoiler. It's not a spoiler at all, my Chris. He's wearing a T-shirt with my favorite band on it. One of my favorite bands. And I love how Chris is thinking that's a spoiler.
That was one nice fucking bus, wasn't it?
It is a nice bus. Come on, Chris.
It was a nice bus.
Chris, at no point did we discuss any
and when
spoilers.
Ted Ted
I was
Lasso
saying that someone
killed
was wearing
Coach,
a T-shirt of my favorite band. That's all I was saying.
when Ted,
Hey,
when
it
Ted-
can't never be
when-
too safe.
I can't believe when Ted Lasso killed Coach. That was just the
right.
amazing.
Just full of rage. Yeah.
So I haven't watched anything different since last week, but I mean I'm gonna double down, triple down. I finished season 2. I've started season 3 of Superman and Lois, and I can't recommend it enough. Nick, I know you weren't here last week, but I talked a little bit about it. I went away from watching it when it was first airing, and then kind of took a break with it, and I got back to it this last couple months. But the show is really well done. It's probably my favorite iteration of Superman of recent times. Like, I think they did a really, really good job with the show. I'm on season 3 now, though, which means I can't watch it on HBO Max because it starts on CW, then goes to HBO Max. If anyone who's ever watched anything in the CW app, it is awful. Where you sit through just tons of commercials. So watching season 2 on HBO Max was quite good to do that. But
Matt, do you know you're muted? Okay.
Yeah, he's eating.
He's eating.
I would recommend it again. Anybody who's a fan of Superman, like he's a great Superman. It's a great story. I highly recommend.
Chips, right?
No, that's Skinny Pop. That's
Skinny Pop. That's what
popcorn.
I was thinking of. Oh, he's just eating popcorn. No. Oh, yeah.
But yeah, check it out because they do a really good job. Really weird. They recast the character in between season 2 and 3, which is a little bit jarring, but you kind of get past it pretty quickly. But other than that, great show.
Speaking of it, they're renaming HBO Max just Max now because Discovery Plus or whatever and HBO merged. And
yeah,
isn't that weird? It's just a little slightly weird for me because, like, when I think Max, I think Cinemax, not.
Yeah.
Or Skinamax.
There you go. Come on, say it how it's supposed to be said.
Skinamax. But yeah. Oh,
maximum pleasure.
Speaking of HBO, I don't know if you guys have been keeping up with South Park, but they've had some really good episodes lately. So there's one a month ago or so where Randy Marsh buys a Japanese toilet, and it's kind of like when Chris and I discovered the bidet, and so the Japanese toilet does everything for you, and it's it's one of those that's good. And then the not the latest episode, but the one before that one is probably one of the best ones. It's all about Chat GPT, and so like it opens up with all the girls on South Park going like, "Oh my God, he wrote me the cutest text message," and like all the girls get jealous, and so they start giving all the boys crap, and like, "Why don't you write me text messages like this?" And so all the boys go to this one guy, he's like, "Dude, what the fuck?" Like, blah, 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 and he's like, "Oh, I don't even read those. I just copy and paste into Chat GPT, and then it gives me the perfect response." And it's just all this. It's how to handle the relationship of like, yeah, bullshit, copy paste. There you go. It's a good episode.
I haven't seen South Park in forever.
I mean, they always usually knock it out of the park. Because they're just clever
I saw something on TikTok. It was Carmen. He wanted to use the women's bathroom, so he said, I see myself as a girl. So they're like, go to it. He's on there. He's just I just dropped one.
All the girls run out screaming because he's just blowing ass. But yeah. Well, that's I think it's that episode too. They ended up making him it's a unisex bathroom, but it's just for him. Originally it's just for him, and then it's all like fancy and decorated and all this stuff. And then someone else tries to use it. He's like, that's an old episode. That's a good one.
Oh, is it old? Okay. I just saw it on TikTok because that's where I get most of my news now. So
that's a dangerous thing.
No one's been fired from TikTok, okay? That I know.
Yeah,
of.
Nobody has ever.
Nobody. No. Anyway, is that it? We're running out of steam here.
No, I'm just trying to think of stuff to say because like all I've been watching is Better Call Saul and working because I've been working like a motherfucker.
Yeah, that's Is it cold where you got? Because I saw that we're all kind of wearing. I mean, it's the end of April and it's cold here.
Yeah, I mean it's been nice the last couple of days. It's been the 60s, but then we had a front come through and we got probably an inch of hail.
Oh, really?
Got a shit ton of hail today. Nothing big, but just enough, and so it dropped it from driving dropped at 25 degrees within a couple of hours. And so I kind of got the chills. So I was like, okay, I need to put my coat on.
Yeah.
It's just crazy. I mean, I love it because it saves on the electric bill.
Oh, absolutely.
Right.
Yeah.
But man, it got, God damn, it got cold.
Yeah, I love
it's been pretty cold and shitty here for a while. We had like one run of like an 80 degree or almost a 90 degree day.
I'd rather be cold than hot.
Down to 50s.
Honestly,
me too.
I agree.
Cold nine out of 10 times. Cold.
Yeah. Concur.
Mm-hmm.
I can always take a layer off.
Exactly.
Or put a layer on.
Once you're hot and miserable, there's not a damn thing you can do.
Once your balls
this is like
start to
the
sweat,
oldest man
fucked.
conversation I think I've ever been a part of. By the way, you can always take layers off there, Nick. I do recognize that we should always be grateful for having being cool weather.
Once you get that swamp taint, you ain't going anywhere.
Your balls get all squishy, squashy.
If it gets too cold, I can put another layer on top. So
yeah. But
the balls work.
Yeah.
And then this where Jack goes, I sat on my balls the other day.
Yeah,
did I send you guys a video? Did I send you guys a fucking video I saw on TikTok today of a bike? It's this dude who sits down on he's got a panel on a stage and he sits down and crosses his legs and the camera's on him when he does it and he fucking pinched a nut.
I've seen that
and
guy.
Like the look on his face, he's like,
come on, let's be honest. I know it's happened to Chris because he's talked about it.
Dude.
It has happened to me. There is no worse fucking pain in the world than sitting on your own balls. I'm sorry. There is. I'm kicking. You can't hide it.
Can someone check their phone? Did I send it to you this morning? Because
but I have seen it. It has popped up in my thread.
You sent us two boring ones, but
somehow it's appeared in my TikTok thread, but not these guys.
Oh my god!
No, I've seen it. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Oh, so he knows.
Until next week when I'm half the world away and I can start sending you guys stuff while you're sleeping.
Well, that's why I have our chat.
Oh, John says in the chat, so this concept kind of came apart. We're on the rooftop of what the fuck's that hotel?
Hyatt.
The Red Roof Inn.
Hyatt
in San Diego. Is it the Regency Hyatt? Yeah. So
Marriott.
We're hanging on the fire, and was it Chris or was it actually? It might have been Tim. I think it was.
You're
Tim.
Chris. You are Chris.
No, Chris Cole. I'm not the only one.
But for this exercise, he's not Chris.
Okay, got it.
So, anyways, we're telling the story, and I think Tim came up with the term that, like, when you sit in your nuts, it's called nut 11 because of the pain you will never forget.
You'll never forget. Nut 11.
That is perfect. Nut 11 because I've actually done it. I've actually done it twice. I'm telling you.
I would love to see a rip-off bumper sticker that's done exactly like the same patriotic, never forget, never, always remember. To have something that says "Never forget Nut 11," yeah, that would be perfect.
And then the two towers be like two balls.
Somehow you make.
I'm not driving around with that.
All right, so hold on a second.
Are you saying that it's too soon, Jack?
This has to be shared here. So I did find the video in question. My Google search was "guy on stage sits on his nuts." That's the name of the video. So if you could pull that up, Jack.
Yeah, I already have it up there.
Ready? It's the best. Here it goes.
It's definitely hot there because the guy next to him's like wiping.
I felt that sitting over here.
I like the other person in the audience just like filming in a different manner. Everybody's filming in that video.
It's I'm telling you, nothing worse in the world. I mean, it's just it's painful because it comes out of nowhere. I mean, am I right, Chris?
I've done it once, and I'll fucking never do it again.
I've done it twice, and it was like the first time. I was like, "Who shot me? What the fuck?" I go.
It's like a
"Is there
commercial break.
sniper?"
Just comes out of nowhere.
Because I'm laying on the ground.
That can almost be a versus. Like, what's the worst pain? Like sitting on your testicles, pulling a nose hair.
Pregnancy. Sorry,
kidney stones.
Pregnancy's gonna
for a dude.
I'm gonna tell you why.
Oh, you're just gonna say for a dude. We're just gonna exclude.
No,
all
no.
women.
I'll say this even about
for fuck's sake, you went fucking win with you, Matt.
I will say this. Why sitting on your balls is worse than pregnancy? First, you're going to have the baby. Second, they have classes on it. They have classes on how to take the pain away. Right? They give it an epidural. There's different things. When you sit on your balls, there's no conversation.
Yeah.
There's no class.
Yeah.
You
just
kids.
out of nowhere, you just feel the worst pain you've ever felt in your life.
Tucker Carlson this entirely.
Am I fucking right? Am I right?
Where I don't necessarily align with Jack's perspective on childbirth, I will say it is one of the most excruciating moments of my lifetime.
I don't think I've ever shit myself when I've sat on my balls, so I'm just going to put that out there. Or I've never ripped myself.
Well, again, you have a bunch
of
people
you did the
around
whole
you.
Matt, have you shit yourself lately?
I'm just saying, like, pregnancy.
No, Matt's trying to cater to those who have more pain.
I'm not catering to fucking shit. I'm just saying that pregnancy.
Okay,
we're just talking about men pain.
Wait.
When I was,
I'm not trying to disqualify anyone from the conversation, but we're trying.
Have you ever sat on your balls?
Myself. Are you asking me this?
I'm asking you that.
Just
I've owned up to it.
Everyone's had testicle pain.
Yeah, everybody's had testicle holes.
But it's different when it's different than when someone kicks you in the balls because you see the kick coming.
Right.
When you sit on your ball, there's no warning. There's no whoop 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 whoop.
Are we arguing about something?
Like, no, I'm just saying it. You're saying the pain. I'm telling you, the pain is worse than again because there's no class.
I've never had, and I will tell you one of the worst ball pains that I've ever had. It's not like I've never humiliated myself on this fucking show ever before, or I will never again. But it's the 80s, traveling back in time. I'm at a wedding reception. And I'm not mansplaining childbirth. I didn't even step through what childbirth is like. I'm just saying that there's some shit that goes down.
Oh yeah,
you don't even fucking know until you're in it.
I'm not saying it. I'm not saying it's not. I'm not saying it's not bad.
Yeah,
but I'm saying at least you have some heads up about it.
Okay. I'm just not going to share the most embarrassing thing.
No, share the most embarrassing.
No, I'm not.
Hey,
the time has passed.
You brought it up.
Okay, so it's the 80s. It's like I'm at another house, and you know how like they have clotheslines and they're shaped like a T, right?
Yeah.
Well, I'm doing some kind of like weird kid shit because I'm like 10 or 12 years old, and imagine hanging on the T part, right? Mm-hmm. And swinging down and racking yourself on the beam. The beam that's holding the T.
The solid beam.
With your nuts?
With your nuts.
Okay.
That's what I did.
Well, I don't think you're being sensitive enough. I think childbirth is probably way more painful than that.
What the fuck is wrong with you? I'm not trying to fucking be sensitive.
Neither were we.
I'm just saying I never shit myself for hitting myself in the balls. And I'm saying that's pretty fucking horrific.
Yeah. No one's disagreeing with you, Matt.
Okay.
I think my most embarrassing one was I was playing.
Nick is because he doesn't know what it's like.
Are you saying he doesn't have any balls?
No, I'm just saying you haven't been a co-pilot. You haven't been in the shit.
Oh,
you're like,
that's true.
What the hell?
Hey,
what the fuck did I just see?
My wife had
never
C-sections.
Gonna see this.
So
I don't want to look down someplace that brings so much pleasure and see a face.
Okay, so then Jack and Nick never heard what you said there. And I did not even. What? I have no fucking idea what you said. So it's.
Go ahead and repeat it, Nick.
No, you got to rewind and listen to that gold.
Anyway, so
it wasn't a joke at you, Matt.
No, it was.
Great.
It was.
I'm good. That's great.
You showing it again? No, I was gonna say my most embarrassing where I got hit was I was playing co-ed softball. I ran up to catch the ball. It bounced up. It didn't come up all the way. Went under my glove and hit me, and I was out.
Were you unconscious?
No, I mean I was just like, it's co-ed. It's like there's people there. It was like.
So were they laughing at you?
Oh yeah,
they're all gonna laugh at you.
They're laughing. I would have been, to be fair, I'd have been laughing too if it happened to someone else, but it didn't. It happened to me, and I was just like, oh my god, I'm gonna die, and it's like giving birth. I think I shit myself too. But and the worst part was Nick. After I shit myself, Nick said, "I don't want to go to where it gives me the most pleasure and see a face."
Thanks for repeating that.
Yeah. Well, this was a different. It was me shitting, so I'm kind of saying.
By the way, they don't come out face first. Just FYI.
They head out.
So there's another head in there. It's not yours. So
anyway. So wow,
good stuff.
So anything else?
You, the listeners on Facebook, go ahead, make a poll. Getting hit in the nuts, nose hair.
It's not just getting hit in the nuts. It's that surprise. Getting stoned.
No, kidney stone.
So some have said, and again, I can't speak for either of the situations, but some have said that the actual act of passing a kidney stone is probably the closest comparison to childbirth that a man would feel.
Right. I remember. I can remember when Al Swearengin had to pass a kidney stone. It was bad.
I think we need to have like solid testimony from someone who's passed a kidney stone and given childbirth.
The thing is, you can't compare them because pain is so relative to the person.
Oh, they give you that pain scale in the doctor's office. It's like 0 to 10, and then the 10 number is like sad face.
Right.
Okay. Can I give you a tip? Always say it's a 10 because if you don't, you'll be sitting in the emergency room for 15 hours.
Oh yeah.
That happened when I got hit with the puck in the face.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, no, it's about 2 or 3 right now. And my face is swelling up. So 8 hours later, I go, when you asked me if it was 2 or 3, I said 3. I go, now it's a 10. I go, I'm in so much fucking pain now.
Mm-hmm.
And they go, oh, we can't sew yet. Can't sew yet because it took too long. I go, well, it didn't take me too long. Anyway, always say it's a 10.
Yep. Did they give you an epidural?
No.
From the waist up.
Sherry says I've done both, and childbirth was a lot worse. What? Wait. Is she?
We have legitimate confirmation on this show.
No one is comparing against it. I just said it was potentially the closest thing a man will experience.
I thought she was talking about getting hit in the balls.
You said it was the same thing, Chris.
No, dude.
You clearly hate women.
You're getting wildly defensive.
Me? Yes. I'm just. You were saying that I'm trying to be sensitive here. We were talking about pain.
No one was downplaying the pain of childbirth. That one person did.
What?
Before, when you were saying we're trying to compare against the pain of childbirth, that one person was going against the pain of childbirth.
No epidural or medication.
Wow.
Nice.
Wow.
Sherry, did they give you a piece of wood to bite down on?
Yeah, something.
You know how
Savage.
how in Civil War, how they, used to
the leather or
cut off your leg. Here, bite on this.
Oh, can you imagine?
Yeah.
Nope. I'd pass out. I almost passed out not being the one involved. It's terrible.
What was your first or second that you passed out?
I almost passed out after the first.
Okay.
It was one of those moments where it's like Hey, honey, look. Oh my god.
So they had to take care of you and not your wife. Is that what they're saying?
Yeah, this is a classic.
Give him an ice pack.
So Chris, that happened with me with the second, because the second was a surprise. We didn't know if it was a boy or girl. And so I was, we had a girl, so I was kind of like, if we have a boy, then we're kind of like, we got the set, we're done, right?
You're the family. You're the white picket fence family.
Fuck you. We do have a white picket fence. Okay, stay the fuck off of like Google and stop Googling my house, man.
You sent me pictures. It's
and a burial mound in the backyard.
Yeah.
Randy says,
but
did
next door.
Randy says, but did Chris shit his pants? No, I did not indeed.
Sympathy.
I found out that it was a boy, and I was kind of overwhelmed with this like
emotion.
Emotion. I was emotional, and so the nurse was like, "Oh, we need to get Dad some orange juice here," because I was gonna pass out.
Yeah.
So
Maxwell says, just last week I was attempting gymnastics on my daughter's horizontal bar and landed on the bar square on my seeds. I fell down, got up, and immediately fainted.
Oh, that is. And immediately fainted.
You don't see women fainting for giving birth, right? Am I right?
Oh, stop, Jack.
I mean, you want to get canceled like fucker Carlson? Go ahead.
Hey, I'm just.
At first, we were not downplaying the pain of childbirth.
We were just talking about men pain, and then you.
Yeah,
okay. We didn't clarify that it was men pain. I didn't. You just said what is the worst?
None of us have ever experienced childbirth, so how the hell could we talk about?
I've had some dumps. I've had some dumps where I'm giving birth. I mean,
I guess I'm just being trans. I'm pro-trans here.
No, you just created an argument from nothing.
Well, I'm going to create another argument out of nothing. When are we ending this show?
Well, I said my wife had C-sections. So the first one, we knew it was a girl. We knew all this stuff. But it was funny because I'm filming it. I actually videotaped I didn't know what I was going to see when I walked in. I'm like going, oh, she's cut open and I'm like, and there you can still.
No, fuck, no.
The laser, they're still, I go, am I supposed to be seeing this? And they go, yeah, it's normal. I said, okay. And so what happened is they're trying to get our daughter out, and whatever they have, the suction thing slips off, and they punch the other doctor.
Oh shit!
He goes, bam! His head snaps back.
You weren't supposed to see that.
Yeah, and they go, I go, and Cindy looks at me because she has a divider, she can't see. Obviously, they don't want to see her. And they go, I go, I can see it, but she can't see it. Anyway, so she looks at me. I go, it must be normal because they're laughing. It must be, it is what it is. Now, the second time, when I said we didn't know what we were going to have, and so I was like stressing because I knew what I was going to see. I mean, I'm pacing, I'm like sweating.
I know this doctor is going to get punched out.
I didn't know, but so it's funny. They pull it out, and everyone telling us, "Oh, you're going to have a boy. You're going to have a boy. You're going to have a boy. You're going to have a boy." Everyone's saying, "Boy, boy, 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 boy." They pull her out and they go, "It's a girl." Complete silence. It's like, what? Because when they pulled her out, I thought, seriously, because the way the cord was and everything.
Yeah.
Boy. Oh, another girl. Okay. All right. Okay. Thanks. No, we're good.
You sure there's not?
It's not mine. I don't.
Yeah. Can we have it?
I don't even know this broad. What's going on?
Are there any baby boys in there that people don't want? Maybe they wanted a girl. I wanted a boy. Can we switch them around?
Is
that
one
possible?
in there? Maybe you left the penis inside.
Yeah. All right. When you were doing the laser, did you chop it off?
Did you miss that a little bit?
Oh,
yeah.
Wow. We really.
This is the worst. This is the worst series of like banter that we've ever had.
By the way,
it's got to be said though. People got to know.
They do. It's just the more you know kind of star coming across the screen here. Sometimes I think that if we just started recording as soon as we and we didn't record live, so we didn't have to see like other people's comments. What would we say that would be different? How would we react differently?
Well, we did that for the longest time.
Yeah.
We did.
I mean, we can go back to that if you want, but
Yeah, there's a lot of people. You're gonna get a lot of hate mail. You won't be the fan favorite anymore.
Oh,
we're up to 113 subscribers now.
Ooh.
Oh, 113. Ooh, yeah,
Well,
stand strong.
Can't the producer get a little credit? Just a little.
Oh, we
something?
have an email. Okay, well, I've only got about 5 more minutes, so we better wrap this up.
Okay. Do we have an email?
We do, and it's.
I like how Chris is looking at me like you've got 5 minutes.
It's from a guy in the chat right there, Maxwell Davenport.
Maxwell Davenport Silver.
So, just to show how much Matt is the fan favorite, I want to apologize for calling Matt Goat Boy in my last comment.
Jesus, I forgot about this. Sorry, Maxwell.
Oh, we didn't.
I was.
Sometimes
it was 420 night.
It was. We were all a little randy.
Sometimes I feel that
You get what I did there? Yeah.
Yeah, I got it.
Okay. Sometimes I feel he's so genius at podcasting that it transcends boundaries, and I can just fire off comments like that. But I should watch my tone. Besides, it was sheep anyway.
Well, Matt
sent me a like. Sheep. Oh yeah, Matt sent me a art postcard a while back.
Oh.
It is a true banger.
Oh,
definitely on my Mount Rushmore of art I own. I feel like Matt lives a double life.
I do.
He has children, dogs. I'm breaking it.
Yeah, I only have one dog, but I do have a double life. Sure.
Double life. And he saves babies and dogs, and sometimes he'll have to extinguish a few bad guys. Thank you, Matt, for all that you do. That's all it is.
Thank you, Maxwell.
Bang, bang.
That's really sweet. I don't know what to say. I can't say fuck you. It was a sheep. I think I called you an imbecile.
He fucking insulated his dick. Like that's what he did. Was he insulated his dick with all that kindness? Yeah. You couldn't get mad at him.
What? Insulated my
his dick. I'm calling you. Correct himself to sheep boy.
Yeah, because you were. Let's face it, you were rough on him. But that's okay.
I'm just shooting blanks, people.
That's probably because you sat on your testicles too much.
That'll happen.
It severs the connection. It's like when you kink a water hose.
Kinko?
Just kink. I cinched them.
Just kink it a little bit. See what happens when it opens up again. That's like me. But Maxwell, thanks for that and making me feel good.
Well, it was a positive. I mean, usually when you blast someone on air,
no, for sure,
you get a 1-star review. You get a trashy email. Sure. Not that I have any experience with that, but it has.
You don't. You're
to people I know.
Stellar. So I don't know.
Anyway.
All right. Well, Matt wanted to end the show because he's a part of it.
You guys can keep going. I really don't care.
The only thing I had was jury duty. That's really all I had to talk about.
Well, that's what you had on your list.
There's some lot of good stuff coming out next week. You know, I'm looking forward to Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. Apparently, the people who've seen it says it's probably the best one.
Really? You're gonna piss tears.
Yeah, well, they said especially because since Phase 4 has been such a shit show, so it's probably the best thing since Endgame. So,
I saw the first one. I never saw the second one.
Second one's not as good in my opinion as the first because the first kind of came out of nowhere. You know, it had a lot of good humor and songs. And 2 has definitely got a lot of good stuff in it. The thing about 2 is I didn't want to see Kurt Russell be the bad guy, and I hate seeing Kurt Russell ever be a bad guy. So it's like.
Snake Plipkin.
Well, Snake. Yeah.
Is he the bad guy there?
Yes. Is Snake the bad guy?
Yeah. I say Adrian Barbeau is the bad guy, right?
Yeah.
Or the president himself is the bad guy.
Yeah.
Donald Pleasant is the
Donald
bad guy.
Pleasant. Well, he was definitely like Blofeld. So there we go. Ergo.
He couldn't escape and the Great Escape, and he couldn't escape his right.
He couldn't escape the wheelchair when James Bond dumped him in a smokestack. Boom! You're dead.
That's right. Yeah.
I can't remember what James Bond movie was that was in, but it was the opening to a James Bond movie. They just kill Blofeld off like that. Like, fuck this bad guy. We're just done.
Well, that's what should happen, right?
Sure. Next week.
Let's see. Very predictable. Will Fry said second one had a very predictable plot. Like I figured it out in 20 minutes, and while drunk.
Boom, nailed it.
There's still a lot of good humor in it, especially with Rocket.
Nick, you're leaving us for like 2 weeks, right?
Well, no, I definitely will miss next week, but I should be back on the 10th, which is Wednesday. Yeah.
Okay, so it's only 1 week you're missing.
Yeah, I'm missing 1 week, so I won't be back here until like 1 or 2 p.m. on Wednesday. So I'll probably, if we want a podcast on Wednesday, I'll probably jet lag and delusional. But
let's do Wednesday then. I can't do Wednesday because I got Survivor.
Oh, yeah.
So be the Thursday the 11th then, I guess then.
We'll have to figure it out.
Yeah. We'll figure it out. Yeah, we'll
figure it out in the chat and in our texting.
You haven't had a. When was the last time you had a fucking song?
I didn't because I wasn't here last week. I had one the week. The last episode I was on, I had a song.
Wasn't there a John Lennon song that you did?
Yeah, I did.
The last one?
6 months ago.
I did Crippled Inside, and then
maybe that's the one that I remember.
Yeah, but I did one after that.
Remember. I remember the song back in the day.
I'm not a crook.
Yes, I am.
So, there's some patrons that make this show possible. Like, what have they done?
That's right. I did Bowie. That's it. I did.
If the patrons
you did Bowie? Fuck! Like,
remember I did Young Americans.
Oh, that's right. That's right. It was Bowie.
Yeah, I did Young Americans. Yeah.
You did the Young Americans. Good.
Young Americans. Anyway, if should we thank the patrons on this show because
sure.
On this episode, I'm just saying. What?
Why wouldn't we thank them?
I'm just saying because people said it was a shit show. So
what?
Or was I playing in my mind?
What?
What was a shit show? What?
I don't know. I'm just fucking around. Thanks for playing along. Let's see. Where'd Matt go? Can I end the show without Matt here?
I think Matt said peace. I'm out.
I think so.
All right. At this time, what makes this show possible is the patrons. It could not go on without the patrons. Seriously, it could not go on without patrons. We're trying to get Nick to quit his job because he's making so much money here. On the RCAD, up to 113 subscribers. We're still looking for that 114 subscribers.
Nice job, producer Jack.
Thank you. It's gone up a lot since, what's his name?
Jesus, John.
I can't read the chat anymore. Anyway, if you'd like to become a patron, go to jayandjack.com. Help us out there. But at this time, we're going to thank Eckhart Richter Gloffler, Maggie the Magnificent, Joanne with the plan, and Ed the creepy poopy letter carrier. Thanks for what you do, and thanks for everyone who listens to us. All that fun stuff. If you want to send us an email, send it to RCAD After Dark.
RCADcast.
RCADcast at gmail.com. Thank you. RCADcast at gmail.com. And at this time, we're going to say, great show, kids. 1 in a million. I have to say that. Oh, Matt's here now. He can say it.
He unmutes himself.
Yes, he has to unmute himself. But
wait, you didn't end the show? Jesus,
I did.
We're still fucking here.
We're waiting for you to say, "Great show, kids! 1 in a million."
It's like you Ferris Bueller.
Yeah, we don't end it till you say it.
Go home. There's nothing more here.
I got gummies in my
1 million.
Great show, kids! 1 in a million.
Are you
Hasta luego.
Serious?
And goodbye.
Really
Yeah.
Oh, Will, that's mean.
See the cool ones next week. All right. Bye, everybody.